This whole week's video is about to be Brianna Olsen and Santos. I don't know if y'all checked out my last one, but they are pregnant, which check out that video, y'all. But there was just so many other things that I did have to talk about specifically surrounding Santos and Brianna Olsen because y'all, Brianna Olsen is speaking out like big time with some serious allegations about 2K, and then Santos is over here talking about Trevino. By the way, too, they're like letting out a whole bunch of tea about Trevino, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I think it's such a trip that supposedly you guys are gonna see within one of the clips that apparently Brianna Olsen's account was temporarily banned specifically for having Trevino on her live. Y'all know that whole thing had went down with Trevino before to where like, you know, Heffa was out there trying to get a lawyer to get her permanently banned, which I guess apparently like she keeps on creating accounts, but then they end up getting banned. So I guess the permanent ban really did go through as to where she will create an account, it'll stay up for, you know, maybe a week or so, and then it'll get banned. But now Brianna Olsen, I guess hers ended up, I did see actually before that it did get banned temporarily, and then I guess apparently it was for her live streaming with Trevino, which I don't know if that's due to like mass like reportings. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you see somebody on live and you could like report it. So I don't know if like so many people were reporting it, or if like TikTok has some type of like super advanced system that has like facial recognition to like know that Trevino's in the live to like ban them. Like low-key, I was like very intrigued about this topic because I'm like, I think that's so crazy because I do fully understand that okay, Trevino did some crazy stuff on TikTok, so I do understand why the permanent ban would be there. However, like for somebody else's account to get temporarily banned specifically for having her on there, I think that that's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know, like say for example, because this way my mind works, okay? What if like, not that I live stream, but I'm just giving an example here, okay? What if I'm like live streaming and then like Trevino's like in the background or something? Like, am I gonna get banned? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's kind of like, oh damn, like I would think that if it's on somebody else's account, then it shouldn't really matter like that. But I guess that's how serious the ban is. And then, oh my god, y'all, Santos, you guys are going to see too that Santos low-key is kind of making it seem that Trevino is like one of the reasons why he can't see his daughter. And I think what he means by this, I don't think he's specifically directly blaming Trevino. Y'all let me know your thoughts on it, but the way I'm taking it is, and he ended up getting so popular for hanging out with Trevino, therefore that ruined the relationship that he had with his baby mama, so therefore they didn't want him around the daughter, so they ended up getting a little bit more strict because there was like doxing involved, there were people knowing where they live and things like that. So I think like it's kind of, you know, coming up in the context of like, oh yeah, maybe it's seems like, you know, he's blaming Trevino, but I think what it is that he's, you know, saying as in like, oh, he got so popular because of her. Maybe I'm misreading it, but that's kind of the way that I'm taking it. But actually the person that I saved the clip from said like, oh, Santos is blaming Trevino for like, you know, losing custody of his daughter. But I'm like, no, I think he's meaning it in the way like he ended up getting so popular because of her. That's what I think. I do want to go ahead and start off with that clip, so go to check it out.
And we don't allow her on our app. Like, that's why we keep taking your accounts down.
TikTok said that.
In an email that I got back recently, yes. So I'm still working on getting that account
Can
back.
you just not associate it with her?
I mean, now we don't, because she's brought us so
I
much.
had a Nunu tattoo.
Yeah, we had to cover it because I think it was bad luck, seriously.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we don't associate with her anymore just because even though she brought money, she brought more, like,
When did
bad
you
luck.
realize, though, that, yo, this ass shit is getting out of control?
When it was just like I couldn't see my daughter, and it was just like it was too much invasion of privacy. It was just like, you know, it was affecting the life.
So there's another mom, another woman, and then she was taking care of the kids, but you didn't want to go spend time with the kids because what, like people would be calling in
Yeah, they were
SWAT
leaking her
calls or
address.
something?
Yeah, they're what is it called, doxing her address.
Really?
Yeah.
So how does that stop you from just going over to the house and hanging out for a few
Because
days?
now I had to like take it legally. They didn't want to do any. They kind of like shut me down. Like they're like, we don't want to
They
associate
don't like
with
the
you.
fact that he was on social media and had all these bad things around his name, which would then bring bad things around their
kids.
name.
Wow.
So they had to.
And they're off social media. They're like very ghosts. Like nobody could track them. Like,
The
They weren't
kids.
comfortable with
Yeah,
that.
my
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah,
They
that's
wanted
good.
privacy.
We have
And he didn't come with privacy at the time, so.
Y'all gotta let me know from that clip right there from that podcast if you guys took it as in like he's blaming Trevino. Maybe I'm misreading the whole thing because I really do feel like it was in the aspect of like he got so popular, but then also there was so much, you know, like negativity surrounded about his name. Do you know what I mean? Especially because when it was rumored that they were like hooking up and stuff, and then the whole Nunu situation came out with like, oh, you want to know how it smells? Obviously that blew up on TikTok. So of course these people, you know, they obviously do all this doxing stuff this day and age, which I don't understand why people do that. Like, why do people do that? Like, honestly, I was like being nosy the other day too, and I guess like supposedly like even Nicki Minaj has gotten like swatted before. Like the fact that people do this, like I feel like that should be like jail time. Do you know what I mean? Like the person who swats a person or whatever it's called, swats slash doxes a person. I guess you have to like dox them to swat them. I don't know how that goes down, but I feel like whoever did that, like, should literally go to jail. Like, that should be so freaking illegal, because I'm like, imagine how traumatizing that is. Do you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, too, you're taking away resources that, you know, these cops could be out there doing other things rather than swatting somebody's house, like, for absolutely no reason. I think it's so crazy that people do that. Like, there should be some type of, I'm sure there's probably a law against it, but I feel like there should be, like, jail time with it. Like, lock a person up for a year for doing that, because that seems so dangerous. Because, like, oh my god, like, if they're swatting the house, they're obviously going in there with weapons that could literally end up in a, like, deadly situation. So I don't understand why people do that. Like, I just don't get it. But I do definitely think, because obviously his fan base is young, and I know, like, you know, a lot of young people do a lot of dumb shit. Like, honestly, y'all, I can't even, like, you know, talk too much shit, because when I was a kid, but I used to be a part of, like, so many different baseball leagues, and it was just like a baseball thing to do, is that we would go TP, like, our, like, teammates' houses, which is so crazy. Yo, one time, oh my gosh, you guys want to know some funny shit really fast? Literally not on topic whatsoever, okay? But since I said TPing, it's so funny that some of my homegirls in high school went to TP my house, and my mom is like, she's like a crackhead. Like, honestly, she'll hear, like, a footstep outside the freaking house, literally 12 feet away, and she'll wake up. I think it's because, like, she was born and raised in the project, so she literally, you know, she has that hood mentality of, like, oh shit, I gotta go fight at any moment. So please tell me why my homegirls were, like, being funny, TPing the house, and my mom went out there, they jumped in the car, my mom chased them and everything, and she cornered them in the freaking, like, there was like a parking lot, but they drove down it, and I guess it was like a dead end, and my mom literally got out the car to fight them, and then turned, they were like, oh, we're Tim's friends, we're Tim's friend. I was like, oh my god, I was like, damn, my mom is crazy. Not her doing that at like 3 o'clock in the morning by herself. She didn't even wake any of us up, like, not my dad, not me, not my sister, none of us. So I was just like, oh my god. So sorry, that was completely off topic, but I was just like, it just reminded me of the whole TP thing. But anyways, you know, so young people do really dumb things, and I feel like, I don't know, people shouldn't be doing that, okay? You want to do something dumb, like TP a damn, oh, you know what, they don't TP houses anymore because Ring cameras. When I was in high school, there was no cameras, do you know what I mean? Low-key, unless you were a, you know, a rug dealer, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, y'all, I do want to go ahead and jump into this next clip. This is dealing with some very serious allegations here that I haven't heard of before. I gotta keep it real with you guys, okay? Like, I know there's that side of my heart that I always just want to believe people, but y'all know I'm really, like, everything that, ever since, I guess maybe since I've been in, like, the, like, drama community, if you will, I'm so skeptical of everything, because I really have started to realize more now that I'm in the drama. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, actually, like, let me read that comment, let me read that tweet, let me go over there and see this TikTok, let me go ahead and see this YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? I've really started to realize now a lot of people do fake a lot of shit. Do you know what I'm saying? So I've become super skeptical from starting to do commentary here up on my channel, because I'm like, this doesn't seem legit. Do you know what I'm saying? And I have really started to realize that a lot of people do a lot of crazy shit, say a lot of crazy shit, obviously for views, for attention, and all that. Because now Brianna Olsen is getting out here saying that 2K, I guess, was very abusive towards her, okay? I haven't heard of this before, but I guess apparently, like, he gave her a black eye and stuff, which she says, I guess, are, like, in the court documents. But I'm a little bit confused about this, because if it is in the court documents, like, why doesn't she at least even have 50-50 custody with, you know, their son? I don't really understand if this is, in fact, true. Like, why wasn't 2K arrested? Why weren't, you know, charges, like, pressed against him? Like, I'm not really understanding this, if it was so bad, because she's alleging that he abused her while she was pregnant. So I'm like, this is crazy. But once again, we are talking about Brianna Olsen here, and I think that this sucks is when you're dealing with a streamer who is obviously known to say a lot of outlandish stuff, and to do a lot of outlandish stuff, and to obviously do things for clickbait, and do things for, you know, the views and everything like that. You do kind of have to take everything with a grain of salt and be like, well, is it true? And it sucks, because it becomes the whole story of the boy who cried wolf, of, like, you get out there and you lie and you lie and you lie, and then the time that something really is true, no one's going to believe you. And that's what I get a little bit scared for these streamers, is because they do so much outlandish, crazy ass shit that, like, oh my gosh, you're like, oh, this is fake, but then when it comes down to some real stuff, you're like, no, that's fake, and it's like, no, it's, like, legit. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is where I get a little bit, like, nervous of situations like this, but I do want to go ahead and play this, because I felt like it was a bombshell. The things that she was saying about 2K, I was like, oh my gosh, I think that it is, I don't know, I haven't heard it before. Maybe I was, like, under the rug on this one, because I was like, or was it under the rug, or, like, living under a rock? I think it was under the rock, y'all. I just be making up my own stupid shit, y'all. I literally have realized, like, damn, I'm really becoming old because I'd be saying some shit and I'm like, wait, that's not even a saying. And I just feel like it sounds like a saying. Under the rug. What the hell? I meant to say under a rock on that one, okay? Anyway, check out this clip right here.
Initially, when I was pregnant, I posted a video where I had bruises like on my eye. It was like during an altercation that we had in Miami while we were dating. It was before the pregnancy. I had an altercation with him, physical altercation. Gave me a black eye. I had other bruises, kind of like hand marks, stuff like that. I actually reported that to the cops because I found out I was pregnant. So a lot of like DV stuff happened with him before I was pregnant. I just never reported it because it was always like, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again, blah, blah, blah. Then when it happened again and I found out I was pregnant, I was like, okay, this is really serious and this is something I need to document at this point. So I documented that. You'll see if you're on the lore of like going into my court case online, like everyone does, you'll see it there. I did report that to the cops. And then so while I was pregnant, we were just kind of like beefing back and forth online. I was like, you know what? Like, I mean, I might as well just tell everyone that used to like literally hit me while I was pregnant and before that. And
why would he hit you though?
He would always just like, he was just really angry. I don't know. I mean,
He seems so chill from the videos I've seen of him. I was really taking his side when I was watching the videos.
He has a really good mask. Like a really good
I
mask.
got to know him.
Is he white?
Yeah.
After meeting.
Half white, no daddy, like raised by all women, like the recipe for disaster.
Those are some really serious allegations. I'm gonna be quite honest with you guys. I'm not too opinionated about that. I don't know what is true. I don't want to say anything that's gonna get me into any type of legal trouble because obviously those are very, very serious allegations. But as you guys heard from right there, she did say like if you look up like the court docs and things like that, which by the way, I literally just said in my last video, I don't know how people look that shit up. Like I really don't. Like I tried being a nosy bitch before and like Googling this and that. Like people were bringing up the whole Catalina arrest of Santos and I was like, let me Google this. So I put Santos arrested and Catalina on Google and I was like, yeah, I'm not finding anything on this. So I don't know how people find out this stuff. Anyways, y'all, I have one last clip to talk about because this one blew my mind. If y'all do not recall, I want to say it was in February when, I think it was February or March. I stay getting February and March confused, y'all. Anyways, it was February or March that I guess apparently Brianna Olsen was supposed to be taking their son Windsor and she was supposed to stay in the state of Texas. Okay, if you guys do not recall, she ended up coming over here to LA. She ended up taking her son to Universal City Walk, okay, and she ended up getting detained by the police over there. Later on, the police had to orchestrate a pickup for 2K to come and pick up their son because basically that was like parental kidnapping or something like that. And y'all, this whole situation blew the hell up online. Check this out. She is now saying on this very podcast that she basically did that on purpose because she knew it would blow up. And this is what makes me nervous and makes me scared for her, like, to be having another kid because it almost seems like maybe she's having a kid or like getting pregnant or whatever for content, which really scares me because I'm like, you're openly admitting to the public that you literally used your son basically because you knew it was going to blow up on the internet. That is scary. And then also too, I am so tripped out because I thought it was proven before, or people have said before, that all of these like live streams and podcast clips and all of these TikToks can be held up in the court of law. So I'm like, wouldn't this be held against her? Wouldn't this be actual physical proof of her specifically saying that she used her son and endangered her son specifically for views? Like, that's what I'm like, why are you even getting out here saying this if it even in fact was true? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so confused about this shit. And I'm like, y'all, this is where I say, like, yes, Brianna Olsen, you know, I do find her funny. I do find her entertaining on most of her streams. But things like this is where I'm like, girl, you're kind of losing me here because how are you saying that you literally knew it was going to blow up and that's why you did it? So you like used your son, like basically kidnapping your son just for views? To me, it's crazy. Check this out.
The reason why I went viral is because I knew that my baby daddy would be super upset if I brought our son from Dallas to LA.
Yeah.
Without telling him.
Of course.
And I thought I would get more of a reaction if I streamed it on Kick.
Yeah.
So I had over like 500,000 views. Like, it was insane because he was online saying, she just kidnapped my son. Where's my son? I'm calling the cops. And, you know, cops are showing up to my house
Hollywood
daily.
News.
Yeah, I mean, like, it just made this whole like online, like, it made everybody go crazy.
She literally said right there she thought she would get more of a reaction if she streamed it. And I guess like that's right when she was doing Kick and things like that, which I guess it was rumored before, I think by like Jordan or Santos, I forget exactly who, that she got like a really big like Kick streaming deal. I guess she was getting paid a lot of money to specifically stream on Kick, which I think is crazy, y'all. Like, I'm over here like, look, I get it. A lot of people obviously do all this like clickbait shit and they do this like crazy wild stuff to, you know, get the views in on the streams because obviously people are making literal like millions of dollars from being online streamers. So I get it, but I'm like, to like take your baby out of the state of Texas, which you knew you weren't supposed to do, and like literally, you know, parental kidnap him, like you're gonna go do all that? Like, that's a little bit much. That's why I said in my last video when I was talking about like her, you know, having another baby, I was like, I want to be positive about it because I don't want to be negative, you know, surrounding the birth of a baby. But I'm just kind of like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.